We've all heard the news by now that Josh from Toku Topics has reported that the Lightning Collection is going on a hiatus for roughly around about a year, and I wanted to kind of chime in and give my thoughts. I wanted to wait a little bit to see if there was any more information about it, and so far nothing really has come out, and I do believe that this line, I believe in what Josh is reporting, because he's never lied. He's never led us astray or anything like that. I believe what Josh is saying is true. He has been talking about this for a very long time. And for me, thinking about this, I'm really glad that the entire line is going on break for maybe a year, maybe a bit longer, but roughly the minimum is going to be a year anyway. Now, originally, I thought that the line was going to continue all the way through 2024. It would have made sense because we have no Power Ranger stuff coming out, roughly bar the comic. So it would have made perfect sense to kind of keep Power Rangers going in some sort of way because, you know, we have pretty much nothing. The reboot is probably not going to happen until maybe 2025 because obviously the writer strike that's going on at the moment is pushing everything back, and that's absolutely fine. I want them to take as much time as possible on that and not kind of rush it. But that's going to be an entirely different video for another time, probably in a week or two. Now, I'm no stranger to saying the quality control of the Lightning Collection has been absolutely shocking. Everybody can see this. We've talked about it multiple times on the channel. I'm going to be talking about it much more in depth later on in other videos. But for them to take a year out, say, hey, we're going to kind of perfect this line. We're going to make sure that this line isn't going to kind of ruin itself, because over the past year or so, the line to me has slowly been dying. And I'm kind of on the fence of, do I just stop collecting, sell all the ones that I've got, or do I keep going because I want a complete lot? I've always been sat on that fence, and now we know that they're taking a year, hopefully, to reevaluate the line, to kind of figure out, hey, what are we going to do? Where are we going to go with this one? Are we going to continue with new teams? Are we just going to kind of stop it? My main thing on this is I reckon that when the reboot happens, that's when they release the line. It'll be a soft reboot where they say, here's the rest of the figures, and hopefully within a year, they've been able to sit down, get everything ready, and pretty much day one go, hey, we've got at least 100 figures waiting for you to buy them. They're not going to do 100 figures, but you know, at least they can say, hey, we've got at least 2 years waiting to go. They're ready to go on the shelves. We're going to look at their promotion. We're going to do something completely different. And I feel like that would be something that would be 10 times better than what we've got now. I would rather they take time off to go, hey, these are all the issues. This is what we're addressing. And they make this the best line. I've always said that the Lightning Collection is the best Power Ranger figures that we've ever had. And I don't think anyone is going to come close to making these figures just the way they are. And I would be really sad if some other company just messed this up or the line was cancelled. I will say that when it comes back, do not do Mighty Morphing, not unless it's the Mighty Morphing new Ranger figures that's coming out in the reboot. But please, no more MMPR for a long time, because we've now just had the remastered. The remastered series has just finished, and I feel like if you produce more MMPR, we're going to go back straight to this one era where it's just like, oh great, another figure. Why then bring out the remastered if you're going to do that? So I'm hoping that what's going to happen is, boom, we finished. We're just going to move on with other teams. We're going to finish the teams that we've not done. Look at, like, say, Time Force. Get that team finished. Get the next lot finished. Get all the ones that we need right now and say, here you go. Make them happen. When coming back to doing the Lightning Collection, I really don't want to see some useless collabs that we have no interest in. Look at the Cobra Kai figures. No one really wanted those. I have no idea who thought, fuck it, let's do this. Now, if this had been at the very beginning when Cobra Kai had come out, could wholeheartedly understand this 100%, that it was people wanted those figures straight away and say, oh my god, like Cobra Kai and Power Rangers together, I need this. We don't need it. Come on, we don't need the Cobra Kai thing. So I'm hoping in the future we move past this and go, right, let's actually work on collabs that are working, like say with Boom Studios, or ones that we kind of really want. I just don't want needless reissuing of the same figure over and over again. And I know Hasbro likes reusing the molds. They want to get as much out as possible. We all know this, but sometimes it just doesn't work. 2023, we still have quite a few figures left to do. We have the Omega Pack, which is coming out. I think we've got like 4 other Boom Studio figures coming out. I'm hoping it's not the color swap, because to be fair, I don't think anyone really wants them, and I think it would just be a waste. And again, it would still be Mighty Morphing. Again, we don't need these. Like, let it be something really cool that we've not seen. We have the Phantom Ranger in white, which is from the comic books. We have the Master Morpher. We have the Tigerzord. We have a few other things coming out. So there's quite a lot. I think that if you're going to put this in a hiatus, the Master Morpher should be the last one that you bring out, which then kind of signifies that, hey, we're going to kind of wait for a little bit. I think it'd be kind of cool to start the hiatus on that thing. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but it's something that toy lines would possibly do. And after the hiatus or during the hiatus, they could stop the line. They could discontinue it and say, do you know what? This isn't what we want to do anymore. And then kind of just leave it, and we never see this ever again. And I hope that they never do, because this line is absolutely fantastic, apart from the whole like problems that we've had. But I generally think this line has so much potential, and you have so many other waves of figures that you could do to bring out. And it would just be so cool to actually have an entire collection. And I will say this, if they suddenly say we're not doing this anymore, the line has been cancelled, I will not buy another Hasbro toy whatsoever. And I doubt that I would actually buy any other Power Ranger toy, because part of me is like, well, are you going to finish this line? I'm sick and tired of lines not being finished. Like, oh, cool, I'm all in, and then suddenly cancelled, and I have all this product that I'm never going to finish. And I want a complete line, and that's what I thought the Lightning Collection was going to be. We'll hopefully see what happens on that one. I just don't want it to be cancelled. I want this line to continue as much. It's been going for 3 years. I've been collecting these figures for 3 years, and I know everyone else has. Everybody enjoys this. Again, these are the best figures that we've had. But again, if they just cancel it, I think it's such a big disappointment, and I think it's a big mistake. You know, it'd be like saying, hey, we're going to cancel the Transformers line after they've not finished everything, or G.I. Joe, and everyone's like, what the fuck? I hate seeing lines being cancelled for no reason. So for hearing this or thinking that the Lightning Collection may just suddenly stop if there's no interest, or Hasbro again just don't care, I feel would be a very bad move. And again, I don't think Power Rangers would just come back for it. Either way, I generally think a break for this line would be fantastic. I feel like as long as you're figuring out if the factories are the right ones for you, if they're not, you know, what they're going to do. Are they going to try and put all their time and effort into making these figures actually decent, sort out all the quality control, sort out everything? And I feel like an entire year would do this absolutely justice. It's going to suck not having much Power Ranger content in, say, a year or something, but I want them to get this right. I want them to make this brand fantastic, what they promised us when they bought it. I know obviously CEO has changed over, but I generally want this brand to do really well, this franchise to flourish and become this whole thing. But I do imagine that as soon as the 2024, 2025, 2026 reboot, when that comes along, we'll soft reboot the entire figures as well, and we actually get really decent stuff. It's not, as I say, it's not easy hearing this is going on hiatus. We're used to hiatuses for around about 6 weeks or 6 months or whatever it is. Nickelodeon used to do it a lot. But yeah, I think this is a big thing right now, and we should really kind of help Hasbro say, hey, don't forget us. Like, we need the Lightning Collection. We can finish off our collection. So I'm going to leave it there. What are your thoughts on this? Hopefully you've liked this sort of video, but if not, like, favorite, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you don't. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to help out support the channel, then please check out the channel memberships. It's greatly appreciated. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for listening and watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. I want to say a big thank you to all my Patreon supporters, and I wanted to shout out Kimono Cat. Your help does go a long way to support the channel. And if you want to consider helping the channel, then links to my Patreon as well as the channel members are listed below.
あらあら、チャンネルをサポートしてくれてありがとうございます。チャンネル登録、高評価お願いします。